locker room. Like, we're just really excited for the opportunity to play in Champions League for the qualifiers and meet Brann again. You know, we had that little blip back in Norway. Props to their fans. Like, that stadium was absolutely roaring, so it was great to be a part of, and we had the chances. So now we're looking forward to be at our home stadium, be at Lee, and have all of our supporters right there behind us, because we know that we can provide that atmosphere too, and maybe make them feel some things. So really looking forward to that game for sure.
When we have that as well, because we have played against them, and as you said, it was just a small blip that was the difference in that game, because this whole team's work rate was so high during it. What have we learnt from that game that we can take into this home leg?
I definitely think it just time and time again we find ourselves in these very, you know, we have Arsenal at the weekend too, so, you know, as Billie Jean King says, pressure's a privilege, and we love finding ourselves in these moments. Like, it's a good problem to have. You know, being down 1-0 to Brann is a good problem to have. Now it's that extra spark that we have to rebuild as a team and look forward to the next moment that we have and be at Lee and just absolutely have that fire. That's what it means to us, is just bring everything and give everything in these games, because that's what these type of games demand, you know.
They played a lot deeper than what probably a lot of people were expecting. With that in mind, that helps you change that game plan and use it tactically in this chance.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we expect from the game as well, but we're ready for anything. You don't know with Champions League, you don't know with any game in this league, so we're ready for anything that they pull out against us, and we're ready to meet it like 10 times stronger.
We're just listening to Fallon Tullis-Joyce there, and Aoife's just leaned across and said being a professional footballer is the least interesting thing about Fallon Tullis-Joyce, because of all of the extracurricular activities that she gets up to. I'm sure that we'll be talking more about that as we go across the 90 minutes. We are not far away from getting this one underway. Players lined up inside the tunnel at the LSV, and fans ready to go as well. Going to be a good number inside the Lee Sports Village tonight, as this is the one plays. The referees lead out the teams, and Manchester United are 90 minutes away from potentially writing their names into the history books as the first Manchester United women's side to make the group stages of the Champions League. The job in front of them: overturn a 1-goal deficit from the first leg, and they have to do that in front of their home fans at Lee. Hopefully they won't be the last fireworks we see from Manchester United this evening. Aoife, it is a big game. There will be nerves, I'm sure, since she joined the club a couple of years ago, Aoife.
Yeah, to think she's so young as well. I think I heard Mark Skinner say after the London City game that May didn't even know it was a 100th cap. All she was focused on was winning the game, and what a penalty she put away to take the team 1-0. Smashed it straight down the centre of the goal, and sometimes when you see that as a player you wonder, did they miss-hit it? With Maya, I'd put my house. She did not miss-hit that ball. That went exactly where she meant it to, and that's just her mentality. Absolutely incredible.
Now, things to watch out for from this Manchester United side today. I have a funny feeling that they are going to be a lot more attacking in the opening stages than maybe we saw a week ago, so expect the two fullbacks to push really high. Sandberg and Riviere will essentially be part of the attacking force for Manchester United, not just the midfield force, so we'll keep a little eye on that. And in terms of Brann, whether we see them try and play football, Aoife, or whether it might be straight into that low block, what do you think we'll see?
So last week what we saw, obviously they came out for the first 10-15 minutes fairly open, conceded some chances, and then as the game went on they dropped into first what looked like a mid block and then into a low block. Got really lucky with their converted chance on the 75th minute, and that was the name of the game. Let's see what happens tonight.
22 players ready to go. Referee checks with her assistants, gets everybody ready, checks the watches, and we are underway in the Champions League third qualifying round, second leg between Manchester United and Brann, with Brann leading by 1-0 from the first leg a week ago. This is Bagheera. Manchester United closing down quickly. Well done, Melvin Malar. Going to start attacking down this left-hand side. Just runs out of space, and it's Gaupset that comes back to try and mop up for Brann. Again, that high press early, and this is what Manchester United will have wanted from keeping the fullbacks high, is the ability to turn the ball over and have moments on transition as well, Aoife.
Yeah, great start for United. winning the ball back high, that's part of this team's DNA. We've seen that twice, once from Jade there and before from Melvin. And if there's one player on the pitch at the moment that you want to have the ball at her feet, I think it's Melvin Mallard.
4 goals in 2 WSL games, plus of course the Champions League qualifying rounds, as Ella Toon slides this on towards Jade Riviere. Just a little too heavy from Ella Toon, but Riviere shoves a thumb in the air to say thank you anyway. Good thought process for Manchester United, just not quite the execution they needed on that occasion. Bright start, United have left plenty of players forward as well. The referee has spotted an infringement here.
I think she was telling the United front line they have to be outside the 18-yard box, but look how many numbers United are committing forward in this press.
Huge and immediate pressure look on Brann, way down the left-hand side, but Monica Isaacson is not going to beat Jade Riviere for pace down the left.
No, she's not, and that's really what you're betting on. When you press high, more than likely the team, if they've got their head up on the ball, they might play the ball longer into space. So you must know that your players in the back line have pace to burn, and that's certainly one thing, along with others, that Jade Riviere has.
Riviere sends the ball into the middle. Run of Jess Park finds Anna Sandberg. Sandberg with runners finds Ella Toon. Toon with the early delivery into the penalty area, headed away. That is exactly what Mark Skinner will love to see. Deliveries from wide areas, overloads all over the penalty area. On that occasion, Brann just about get the defensive head to it. Sandberg back to Dominique Janssen. Now Maya Letitia, the captain. And they have bought the noise. Manchester United fans making a right old racket inside the opening 5 minutes. Ball towards Melvin Mallard cannot be reeled in, and is out of play for a goal kick. Left the same numbers high, Aoife. This is obviously a tactic from Manchester United to apply pressure as quickly as they can.
I think so. The moment that this ball gets played back to Pennington, look at what Melvin and Terry are doing, trying to cut off the passing options and force a long ball.
That straight ball out from the goalkeeper as well is one that Manchester United have had joy turning over in the qualifying rounds of the Champions League. And a ball back across the 6-yard box is always fraught with danger. Press from Manchester United, excellent. Tooney working hard, and Jess Park gets on the end of it. Referee says that Ella Toon has tried too hard to get a foot on that, and gives the free kick to the visiting side.
There's such high reward, isn't there, from winning a ball back that high up the pitch. And I think a team will never be as open as they are when they're playing out from the back. Obviously, this is something that, as the game went on last week, Brann dropped into that mid-block. So it's really an opportunity for United to put so much pressure on the ball.
Sigiotti pushing high this time, wins the ball back for Manchester United in a good area. Back to Ella Toon. Brann settle into that familiar defensive position. United try and work their way out of this, but on this occasion it's one back and one back well. Upset with the strong running. It's well done from Maya Letitia. Realises that she's got danger on her left shoulder, manages to get the ball out to the right back position.
Such high reward, isn't there, from winning ball back that high up the pitch. And I think a team will never be as open as they are when they're playing out from the back. Obviously, this is something that, as the game went on last week,
away from her 18-yard box. Isaacson back down the line to find Latola.
Really good bit of wriggling there, like you say, from Jess Park. She scored a goal, obviously, United's final goal against London City at the weekend on the opposite side of the box. So if there's someone that you trust at the moment to be able to wriggle and break free and beat a player on the other side, it's her getting that shot off. And a different day, and in the corner that could have been 1-0 up for United.
Great footwork as well, isn't it? Always from Jess Park. She's so direct, causes problems, and to have a player like her and a player like Ella Toon in the team just create moments where anything can happen. Jade Riviere on the charge down the right hand side. She scored an incredible goal at the weekend as well. Manages to swing the cross in, but just a little bit too close to Penang Stuen, who can collect. Closes down. Turland's going to get there as well. It's brilliant from Elizabeth Turland. Just gets a little bit unlucky to lose her footing. Clearance goes straight to Riviere. Riviere's first thought, get the ball into the box, and it over the head of Mallard comes through to Elizabeth Turland, and Manchester United have cancelled out the deficit in 8 minutes at the Lee Sports Village. Brilliant effort from Manchester United, and it all comes from hard work. Manchester United 1-0 up against Brann.
What a goal, so well taken there from Turland, and to be fair, United have got their just rewards. All of this high pressing, all of this hard work. Brann potentially foolishly committing to playing out from the back. Jade puts a ball into the box, asks questions, poor clearance. Turland, first time finished, mid-range, left side, left foot, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant from Riviere to stay high. Cross just drops over the top, and then is it Mia Orthen that puts the ball back across? And as it comes back across, doesn't find a white shirt, and Elizabeth Turland bends one into the bottom left-hand corner.
I think that's what you call a hospital pass.
I would agree. Not much fun at all. Brann coming in the opposite direction. And this may well change the way that Brann want to play the game, because they now have nothing to sit and protect. The referee is going to allow play to continue. Did bring the whistle to her mouth there, but decided that Manchester United had kept hold of the ball. Clearance from Tullis Joyce, flicked on by Turland. Yeah, as I was saying, they probably have nothing to. They've got nothing to protect anymore. So the low mid-block strategy from Brann, does it still work?
It's a hard one. Certainly the complexion of the game has changed. Brann were obviously winning 1-0 going into this fixture. Probably would be looking to hold on to that win, I think it's fair to say. Everything's changed now. Do Brann come out a bit more? Do they commit to being more open? But really, they were the architect of their own demise there by doing exactly that. Had they have went potentially a bit more direct, would they be in this situation where United have done really well to pick up on second pieces in and around the box and convert a good chance? I don't think so. Foolish from Brann. But you know, they're doing so well in their domestic league, they're so progressive with their passes. It's probably hard from a mentality point of view to sit in and just be a counter-attacking team.
It's a lovely flick back in field from Zigiotti, helped on by Jess Park to Miyazawa. Sandberg to Malar. Manchester United with numbers again here. Malar with the cross, too close to Penang Stuen. But again, Manchester United setting traps in midfield. And at the moment, Brann just keep falling into them. And a clear. And Dominique Janssen is a no-nonsense one. Strong again from Dominique Janssen in the challenge. Riviere. Park. Zigiotti under a bit of pressure from Bagheera. Drilled through the middle to Turland, lays it off to Toon. Toon to probably get that ball square, found the referee banging the way. Lovely from Sandberg. Cross from Sandberg looking for Turland, just gets blocked off. Shot comes back in from Ella Toon, deflects away, will be a United corner.
United looking so dangerous on crosses here, and actually I think Brann have started to look sluggish, which is surprising considering that some of their best players were rested at the weekend. Gaupset, Davidson, Eikeland coming on after half-time. So I would have expected them to be a bit sharper. But you know, that's been United's benefit so far. They're looking so sharp with so much energy. Anna and Jade on the wings, on the flanks, getting those crosses in. And I think it's important to say you have to have your anchors in the team with Maya and Dom, which they've done so well.
Corner, drilled in. Turlin with the header! Oh, Manchester United are in front. 4-minute double from Elizabeth Turland. And Manchester United have turned a 1-goal deficit into a 1-goal lead.
What a finish there from Terry. It almost just falls onto her head. All she has to do is stand there, it feels like. But it's easy to underestimate that the timing and just being in the right place at the right time, and how difficult that can be. Great delivery from the corner from Zigiotti to put that ball into the back post, and brilliant from Turland. Absolutely love it. 2-0 United. What are Brann going to do now, Liam?
Well, I think they're in a spot of bother. Latola just gets caught underneath the ball. Turland just with a little bit of a step off the back, and all of a sudden a pinpoint cross finds the forehead of Manchester United's top scorer, and she's got 2 goals in 12 minutes and has turned a 1-0 first leg deficit into a 1-goal second leg lead.
I love that from Terry there. Just scores a goal. She scored 2 goals, but still, look at that work rate to try and win the ball back from the centre kick. She doesn't really have to do that, but it tells you about the mentality of this team and the flow of momentum, and it's definitely not in Brann's favour.
Still at it, Elizabeth Turland chasing the ball down. United are going to turn it over again here. Well done from Jess Park to follow up the challenge. Zighiotti's just going to stride away from Bagheera. Bagheera gets a touch to it, that's heading for the corner flag. Toon is going to give chase. Isaacson against Park. Park makes the challenge. Brann are just really struggling to get out at the moment. Manchester United committed so many players forward and they're working so hard. There's just no space. Well, Brann are now stuck between a rock and a hard place. They very nearly get caught out by Melvin Mallard. Been turned over again. Toon, edge of the penalty area. Looks to give that to Zigiotti, but he's cleared away. Gaupset into the middle. I don't know what they do here, Brann. If they start to push out and be a little bit more adventurous, all it does is open up more space for Manchester United. If they stay in the low block, they're not going to be able to find enough opportunities to get themselves back into the game.
I mean, definitely from their own goal kicks, they need to tidy up big time. Rule number 1, don't make terrible mistakes. It's one thing about creating, but don't give such easy chances away to United if you're in their camp. So I think potentially being a little bit more direct earlier, like we're seeing here, Davidson obviously down the wing, I think that's really the only way that they're going to get a foothold into this game and start to create some chances which they're in desperate need to do.
It's well fought for by Hinata Miyazawa, but Gaupset very strong in those situations, plays it off the diminutive Japanese, and it's behind and will be the set piece that Brann will have been looking for. Two very technical midfielders playing for Manchester United in tonight's game, in Hinata Miyazawa and Julia Zigiotti. Defensive work to do here for the Reds. Flicked into the box, headed up and over the top by Dominique Janssen again. No chances taken from the Dutch.
Well done, Dom. Really good area presence in the box. Senses that danger really well. Actually ends up getting ahead at a really awkward angle to hit that out.
Another opportunity from the right wing corner. Under the crossbar, which is collected by Fallon Tullis-Joyce. Over the top of Anna Sandberg.
Going to have to do a bit better than that to beat Val, I think.
Played brilliantly at the weekend. A little bit unfortunate actually to concede, and salt in the wound that it ended up being Nikita Paris as well. Somebody that she will have faced in training countless times. Not that it mattered in the grand scheme of things. Plenty of goals scored and only the one conceded.
Yeah, it was a brilliant 5-1 win for United against London City at the weekend. Melvin with 2 goals, Jade with 1, May with a penno, and then Jess Park, new signing, with a really nice link-up play with Rolfo right at the end. Really pleasing to see. I think United have had 6 scorers in those 2 games, which is really pleasing. Really good stats, and I think it just shows the fluidity and variety of attacking options that United have. I think it's important to say sometimes that the more attacking threats you have on the pitch, the more important it is to have robust defenders such as Maya and Dom.
Jade Riviere is looking for a ball into the channel there, but just as the whip comes on it, just a little too much. Animated Mark Skinner in the technical area. Underneath all of that, he'll be delighted at the way that Manchester United have started.
Yeah, he must be, and I wonder what the coaching staff are doing on, this is the sort of start that you wish for, you hope for.
That's a brilliant flick round the corner, and Melvin Mallard looking to get on the end of it. Well, it's maybe half a ball roll away from being perfect.
Lovely tackle there from Jade at the end. No, I was just saying, I wonder what's in the mindset of the coaching staff on the side. Are they able to allow themselves a breather?
No. knowing the Manchester United coaching staff the way that I do, they'll want this to be comfortable before they even begin to allow themselves a smile. And a 1-goal lead won't be enough for them. Keep turning the ball over like that and it'll be more than 1 in no time at all, because Jade Riviere is in acres of space down the right hand side, chops back brilliantly, realises 3 players around her, so takes the calm and steady option. Park swings the cross in, headed away, picked up by Dominique Janssen, out to Sandberg. Sandberg with a lovely touch to try and get the cross in, and it takes a deflection and he's out for another corner.
Nice work, bit of play from United there. Brilliant from Jade running down the right hand side, and what she does really well is that with her body it really looks like she's going to cross. So as a defender you commit to that, making yourself so vulnerable to that trademark chop that she does. And last year I used to get her to try and show me how to do it, and it looked like I'd never played football in my life. Sometimes you just have to stay in your own lane.
Here is the corner, drilled in again towards the back post. Helen was lurking once more, comes down to Park, brings it under her spell. Toon, left-footed cross from Ella Toon, smashed away. Jade Riviere checks the shoulder, like any good defender should, lays it off to Fallon Tullis-Joyce. It's the balance, I think, from Jade Riviere when she chops back like that. Mere mortals would just fall over. Me, for example.
There's so much detail that goes into little movements like that. The timing of the chop, the footwork patterning, even just the ability to sell something to a defender, make them think that you're going to go one way and then chop it and go back the other way. It's a really hard skill to do. Which is why Jade is obviously such a premium player in this league.
We were talking about detail before the game, weren't we, and about how Manchester United might have to move this block of Brann. And this is how they do it. Move the ball quickly, but also move the ball over some distance. It's got to cover the pitch maybe 2, 3, 4 times before there's enough space to do what they're trying to do here. Zighiotti gets to the byline, looks to get the cross in. It's well blocked by Bagheera and behind for a corner.
Really well worked chance there. You can see what Zighiotti was trying to do. As she was about to play the ball, you could see her neck turning. She was looking for that pullback, looking for that cutback. It got blocked on this occasion, but I think the name of the game on these crosses is keep it away from the goalkeeper, Pedingston. She's a great height. She's happy aerially to come and collect the ball, so if you can keep it away from her, put it back sticks or cut it back, I think we give ourselves a chance.
Very good conversation with somebody that pointed out some of the opportunities for Manchester United this evening, and one of those was the pullbacks into the space around the penalty spot. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through. Sandberg delivers near post, Flicked on, drops to Park on the edge of the box. A little swipe out at Jess Park. She manages to evade the challenge of Davidson. Toon can't keep that one in. Nearly kept it in. Just trickled over the line. Familiar face top left of your picture there in Maria Torres-Dottir.
Made her debut for Brann at the weekend.
Formerly of Chelsea and Manchester United in the WSL. And we've got an encroachment into the 18-yard box from the goal kick, apparently. Assistant referee has spotted that rather than the referee. And it's because Melvine Mallard wants to get some pressure on. She has to wait for the ball to be kicked before she can do that. Riviere with that balance again. Lovely skill from Jade Riviere. Gets it away to Jess Park. She's got absolutely clattered off the ball. Free kick is given after the advantage doesn't come.
Lazy and clumsy from Latola. That's one of them where, as a defender, you're beat. You're not able to get your footwork properly, and you sort of reach in, leave a little bit on the tackle. And unfortunately for Jade, she's so quick in these situations that she ends up being on the receiving end of these sorts of knocks and tackles a lot. And I just hope that the assistant referee, who seems so beady-eyed about the encroachments in the 18-yard box when United are pressing, that they're also as beady-eyed about some of these clear fouls that I think Brann seem to be giving away.
Certainly been a couple that have raised an eyebrow. Letitia back to Dominique Janssen. "25 minutes played and Manchester United in the box seat." Brilliant closing down from Melvine Mallard. The amount of energy that it takes to do that constantly over the course of the game cannot be underestimated. She has got her work boots on tonight, Melvine Mallard. Toon lurking. Goalkeeper forced into a clearance. Selma Penengstuen, who has represented Norway at every age group on the way up, made her debut, got a full cap for Norway at the Euros versus Sweden. Highly rated stopper. Has already had to pick the ball out of the back of the net twice today. Brann are committed to this playing out, trying to break the Manchester United press. Doesn't work again. Manchester United have turned the ball over once more. Jade Riviere thinks that she had a sniff of catching that. If she'd have managed to get it on the bounce, I think she probably did, but as soon as it skipped off the turf, there was only going to be one outcome.
Sometimes as the game goes on, the pitch gets a bit drier and those passes can hold up a little bit more, and you've got a better chance of your fullback or your winger of getting onto them. I know that Lee gets watered really well before the game, so little tiny bits like that, as a player, you just get a sense of it, of how the pitch is changing and affecting your play as the game goes on.
That is home field advantage at its very best. Knowing that Lee might dry out a little bit as you go into the second period. It's a dual-use pitch, this one as well, as that's a clear foul. Referee is going to go fishing in the notebook, and the captain, Caroline Hauglands, is the first to be cautioned. Can't argue it really either, can you? A clear pull of the back of the shirt and right in front of the referee.
Clear pull, and not really a position on the pitch that you want a player to be picking up a yellow card in this early in the game. Silly, really.
They banned that kind of challenge in so many sports now. You look at rugby and the NFL, both have outlawed what they call the horse collar tackle, where you grab somebody by the back of the shirt around the collar area, because it's so dangerous. Yellow card is the right decision. Jansen finds Malar. Malar tries the first time ball to Ella Toon, which is smashed back down the field by Althen. Maya Letitia. So again, United looking to break down this mid-block from SK Brann. The person that I had a conversation with about the tactics and opportunities today was explaining that when you're trying to break down a block like this, and Aoife will know this better than me, it's about not only retaining possession but actually moving it from right to left or left to right, and you might have to do that 3 or 4 times.
On your team at that moment that it happens can really exploit that space, so you're really shifting the ball to look for that space in the gaps that is created when the ball starts to move.
Bagheera down the right hand side for Davidson. It's a good tackle, needed to be as well. Ziggiotti box to box for Manchester United at the minute, makes the challenge, plays it off Signe Gaupset, and it's out for a goal kick.
Nice bit of defending there from Ziggiotti. Something that I was wondering before the game was whether Gaupset would play on the right or the left. Last week in the first leg she played on the left, but really her best connections and best combinations on the pitch are when she plays on the right with Davidson, who's a right winger, and the little bits of quality that Brann have had, and they have been few and far between, have been on the right side when there's that link-up play between Gaupset and Davidson, and that's why Ziggiotti has been so important, stopping those chances and putting tackles in and stopping Gaupset from getting on the ball.
Park to Riviere. Park goes on the outside. Now Manchester United have got some space again. Infield it comes to Toon. Toon threads the pass to Park. Park will try and take on the defender. Comes back to Riviere. Back again to Ziggiotti. Manchester United recycle possession. Toon. They have been dominant, Manchester United, for half an hour now. I want to try and find themselves another one, give them a cushion. A nudge in the back from Tanila, but Ziggiotti retains her balance. Now needs some help in the corner flag area. Unfortunately can't keep the ball in play. Absolutely convinced that she was having her arm pulled. The assistant having none of it.
I thought she was just going to play the ball off Tanila and go for the corner there. She was holding it up so well, to be fair to her.
Tough in those situations where you've got two opposing players inside sort of 2 feet of you, trying to find the space. Going to play out from the back again. It's giving me palpitations as they going, but just can't get the pass away to Melvin Malar. Back by Janssen. Bagheera dispossessed by Malar. Working so hard for each other, Manchester United, at the moment. That's Miyazawa currently operating at left back for Manchester United to try and cover for Anna Sandberg, who was pushed high up the field.
Really explained it to us, obviously, in English. Took all of us a few times to understand what he actually meant. Hinny got it in one. She didn't actually understand what he was saying, but she just knew the way and like how the passes would go that would make the practice make sense. Like a really, really intelligent player.
I do enjoy watching Hinata Miyazawa. Just such a technically gifted footballer. Her ability to read the game and pick a pass and operate in space that maybe people don't really think about. This is tidied up by Ziggiotti. That's good and strong from Ziggiotti as well. There's a clumsy looking challenge coming in on her, protected herself very well. That's the second clumsy tackle in a row that we've seen from Nia Latola. This time the referee blows the whistle.
You could see that from a mile away, and I wonder as well, I mean obviously I thought it was a foul, but I wonder if Jade hadn't touched the ball with her hands, whether the ref would have just let it go. Sometimes as players you're taught to fall on top of the ball, touch the ball, it forces the ref to make a decision, and more often than not they will give you that foul.
Ball through the middle is dealt with by Penengstuen. Zighiotti gets the header forward, looking for Turland. Bouncing ball finds Toon. Toon in a good area, looks to pass that through to Malar. Malar chasing after it, blocked off in the penalty area. Referee says there is no foul there. United desperately trying to increase the pressure. Handball shouted for, namely by everybody in the crowd at the Leigh Sports Village, but the referee unmoved. There's been plenty gone on there in the last 3 or 4 minutes, hasn't there? Turland is not going to stop running. That is a chipped ball that ends up only really on the edge of the 18-yard box.
I don't know if she herself knew that it was a chip ball before she played it. I was surprised Melvine didn't land on her a little bit quicker there, actually.
Pressure tells again for Brann. Manchester United keeping their foot down. Zighiotti has her pocket picked unfairly.
Frustration from Brann. I question maybe their mentality coming into this game. Did they think that the job was nearly done? I'm not sure. Just their start has been so lacklustre. Penengstuen, who was the player of the match last week, so different in this game almost.
Conceded twice in 12 minutes. United have dominated the ball ever since, really.
Really good pass from Madame. Bearing in mind she's a right-footed, by the way.
Threaded that through with the left.
You can probably count on half of one hand how many players can do that in the WSL. Actually, maybe just one hand. I was thinking about how many players there are. Yeah, not many, basically. Not many players can play.
It's a real skill to be that two-footed. It's going to go behind for a corner, is it? No, just about kept in. But it is, it's stressed and rushed and panicked from Brann in those situations.
It's stressed, rushed and panicked, ends in a clearance, and if I'm looking at them from the side, in their coaching staff, I'm thinking, if you're going to end up going long anyway, why not do it at the start in a calm and controlled manner? Why do it when you've been rushed and stressed and then the ball just is landing at United anyway? I don't know, maybe that's where my preference for a bit more direct play kind of shines through, but it's not working for Brann. One way or another, it's not working for Brann. Another pull there.
Well, the free kick hasn't been given. Hopefully the referee has clocked that, because Bagheera realised that she was on a hiding to absolutely nothing, reached out and pulled the shoulder of Jess Park. Meanwhile, Manchester United have got Sandberg in a decent area. Into the box it goes. Cleared away will be a corner. Oh, and the referee says it's not a corner, it's a free kick for a push from Elizabeth Turland, I think. Well, I'm surprised that the late yellow card hasn't come out for the pullback from Cassandra Bagheera. Where was the push? It was in there somewhere, clearly. Toon from Miyazawa. Back it goes to Dominique Janssen. Got 8 minutes to go, plus stoppages, until we reach the half-time break. And I'm sure that Mark Skinner will say absolutely brilliant for the majority. But once you've got your foot on the throat of Brann, you have to keep it there.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget that there's only a 1-goal difference in this aggregate for all of United's chances, and obviously going up 2-0, brilliant. But the game can switch in a moment. And it'll be fresh in United's memory last week, that plucky free kick that Brann had.
Toon from Miyazawa. Back it goes to Dominique Janssen. Got 8 minutes to go, plus stoppages, until we reach the half-time break, and I'm sure that Mark Skinner will say absolutely brilliant for the majority. But once you've got your foot on the throat of Brann, you have to keep it there.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget that there's only a 1-goal difference in this aggregate for all of United's chances, and obviously going up 2-0, brilliant. But the game can switch in a moment, and it'll be fresh in United's memory.
Keep a good defending. Park, rugby tackle to the ground. Still sporting the shiner from the game a week ago.
Latola again. That's 3 fouls now.
Yeah, Letitia, I'm sure at the next opportunity we'll be having a quiet word in the referee's ear. Like every good captain. How many times, referee?
As a defender, I think you get yourself into that situation where you're giving fouls away when you know that the game isn't going that well for you. I think it's a sign of the times United are doing so well, creating overloads in the wide areas, whether it's Anna and Melvine on the left or Jess Park and Jade on the right. And I think that's frustrating Brann's fullbacks, hence the fouls from Latola.
Manchester United certainly haven't been shy in risking those passes forward. It's actually come off really well for them as well. So many times they've actually created opportunities from the second balls that have come down in the middle of the pitch. Ziggiotti. Great addition so far from Manchester United in Julia Ziggiotti. An almost perfect foil for Hinata Miyazawa. Just a little bit of a late one there as well, wasn't there, that the referee has let go. Chasing back to Davidson. Davidson wriggles free. And Manchester United have got to defend a rare foray forward, which they do brilliantly, and then there is a definite swipe out at Ella Toon. Toon goes down, free kick is United.
Don't know if we'll get the zoomed out shot of this, but look at the red shirts around Davidson then. Clear kick out then from Davidson.
No chance of winning the ball in that position either. Leadership team, Kurt Roche next to Omar Barada on the right hand side of the screen, bottom right. I'll be keeping a very close eye on proceedings because, well, a chance to write history, as we've already mentioned today. Manchester United into the group stages of the Champions League for the first time, if the result stays as the scoreline currently is. Meanwhile, Brann in an attacking position.
Massive chance for this group of players and staff to write themselves into the history books for the club, and really good to see the leadership team, senior leadership team at Man United here supporting the girls in Omar Barada and Kellett Roach.
I know that Omar Barada has been a force for good in terms of the Manchester United women's team, cares about what happens, and it's really important to have people in leadership roles that do care about this team, and he clearly does. Ball is all the way back on the right hand side with Stenovic. And that's loose to Elizabeth Turland in the penalty area. Chance for a hat-trick for Turland. Oh, it's off the foot of the post. First off hat-trick would be quite incredible. Still a chance that might happen because she's got the ball again here. Comes back out towards Malar, but now allows Stanovic to clear the ball away. Well, that's the woodwork struck as well, so we've had a couple of saves from Penengstuen, 2 goals, and the woodwork hit by Manchester United in 43 minutes. Turned over again. They're chasing shadows a little bit, aren't they, Brann, when Manchester United are moving the ball. Riviere going to move the ball back in the opposite direction. As Aoife pointed out, waiting for that lapse of concentration or somebody not quite in the right position.
You wonder in games like this, where you know the team has to win, by at least 2 goals to get through, what the mentality and mindset is going to be going in. Like, will United be lack that patience? Will they be too direct? Will they almost clasp at the game too early? And I must say that this is potentially one of the best performances that I've seen from the girls. I think it's had a bit of everything. That directness at times, committing players forward, but also just pitch perfect with the defending, not making any mistakes, any silly mistakes at all. We do all the work. Great pass there from Maya.
Well collected by Ella Toon, and good evasion tactics as well. 1 minute of time added on at the end of the first half. Comes back out to Malar, and now Toon. Toon does brilliantly. Looks to try and get the pass away to Melvin Malar, who is quickly swallowed up. Sandberg.
Looks stagnant, doesn't it, when Brann got the ball back last week? When they won the ball back, they did look dangerous on transitions at moments, but in this half they haven't managed to do that so far.
This is Elizabeth Turland striking the foot of the post. It's got the bend on it, just not quite enough. Well, Manchester United will be really pleased with the first 45 minutes. Aoife, it's been an incredible. The murmur of appreciation around the LSV crowd as well was everything that you needed to know. That's a lovely ball over the top from Ella Toon, and something for Jess Park to chase. I tell you, if that's outside the penalty area in that channel, back Jess Park to get there. Press again from Manchester United, turned over again by Manchester United, but Toon looking for Jess Park, can't find her. Gaupset looking for a ball down the right hand side to Davidson. Sandberg out there immediately to engage.
Tidy ball there from Gaupset.
Stanovic back to Davidson, back to Stanovic. Moved on by Althen. Back out to Stanovic.
This might be the first bit of controlled possession that Brann have had in the whole game.
I am inclined to agree with you. Gaupset going to get the cross away too, all the way across the area, but nobody there, and will trickle out on the far.
That's the left back, Latola, as well, up there trying to get onto the end of the ball there, and I wonder if Brann have been told to commit more numbers forward and just be a bit feistier and more sprightly with their energy and their movement.
The only downside that I can see to that for Brann is that if Manchester United can turn the ball over, this situation happens and all of a sudden it's one-on-one inside the penalty area. The flag goes up. It's a great finish, but it will not count because the flag was already up, the whistle had already gone, and Elizabeth Turland has apparently fouled the defender on the way through.
That would have been beautiful timing for you, Liam. You were almost speaking it into existence. Terry getting the ball on that transition.
Take a look at this again against Mia Althen. Where's the foul? Or is there a handball? Is there just a brush of the fingers there? Because there's no foul for me.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happened there.
Elizabeth Turland may well wonder what on earth that was given for. Latola gets it down in midfield. Back by Miyazawa. Can't be reeled in by Park.
Brann look like they're in a back three. I was thinking Senovic, the right back, just looked a little bit more central there. I wonder whether this might start to look like a bit more of a wing back system for Brann. Maybe they really are trying to commit numbers forward.
Get a better look at that when Manchester United can sustain an attack, because at the moment it's all over the place. Ball is potentially in behind here for Alvin Mala. Offside flag up against the French woman.
She'll love to get a name onto the score sheet tonight, Melvin. Like, main character energy, big game player, brilliant girl. She's scoring so many goals at the moment. It'd be really nice that if and hopefully when United do write themselves into the history books tonight, getting into the Champions League group stage, Melvin Mallard can rightly have a slice of that.
Gave me a lovely stat before. She scored 4 WSL goals this season, and when you compare that to last season, what did you tell me?
The same, so 4 goals in 2 games this season, 4 goals across the whole of the WSL season. If that isn't a player in form, I don't know what is.
Aoife Mannion in the first half said to me, this least ball.
I said it with a bit of chest as well.
Yeah, and rightly so. Just goes to show, if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about. And there's going to be a corner. Wondered whether the referee might have thought that there was a foul in there, but on this occasion decides against it. Manchester United with a set piece at the other end of the field. This is an opportunity to deflate the positive start to the second half for Brann. If Manchester United can get somebody on the end of this one.
Get it to the back post.
Sandberg will deliver left-footed from the right-hand side. Swung in. It is dangerous. It is flicked on. It is turned towards goal. There is a push. And the opportunity will not stand. See whether we can spot this push. Well, that's an interesting decision as well. Brann are going to try and play out from the back again. A little bit of a nibble there from Turland. That's the ball, and it's out of play for a corner, for a throw-in. Perfect example of that. Never looked up from the back of the ball as she picked that up on the edge of the penalty area and rattled it into the top bins. This is Mia Althen. Again, the pressure forcing back to Penningstuen. Elizabeth Turland starts a jog to hurry up the Brann keeper. Too quick, it turns out.
Yeah, I think it does look like a back three for Brann. I think Latola, previously the left back, is pushed up a little bit higher. That pushes Isaacson, the left winger, inside. She's a pacey player, Isaacson, number 19, right-footed left winger, really good at creating threats beyond the back line, running and using her pace. So maybe they're looking to utilise that a little bit more, or they should. They need to do something.
Maya Letitia has lost the captain's armband. Dominique Janssen was returning it to her.
Or is it her shin pad?
Or was it a shin pad?
These days they look like the same thing.
Postage stamps. I first started playing football when I was a kid. I had those Sondikas. Hang on, more on that in a second, because this is absolutely brilliant from Melvin Mallard on the charge again. Cuts back in. Mallard looks to get the left-footed strike away, and it just doesn't get the connection that she needs.
She does so much right there. Timing to cut onto her left side here. Just times it right. waits for Althen to bite, just doesn't get the purchase on it then on the left foot.
Again, the press from United is coming. Again, they force Brann to go long. I was talking about when I was playing at school, I had them Sondicos, you know, that came with the actual ankle holster.
Yeah.
They were massive. Cross up through the penalty area it goes to Latola up against Park. It's good shape again from Manchester United. They'll feel like if they can weather the storm of this beginning part of the second half, the opportunities will appear. Davidson though has got past Sandberg. Davidson into the box, gets the shot away, good block. Dominic Janssen just gets a shit.
Oh,
Special.
too easy.
The murmur of appreciation around the LSV crowd as well was everything that you needed to know. That's a lovely ball over the top from Ellatoon and something for Jess Park to chase. Tell you, if that's outside the penalty area in that channel, back Jess Park to get there. Press again from Manchester United, turned over again by Manchester United, but Toon looking for Jess Park, can't find her. Gaupset looking for a ball down the right hand side to Davidson. Sandberg out there immediately to engage.
Tidy ball there from Gaupset.
Stenovic back to Davidson, back to Stenovic. Moved on by Althen. Back out to Stenovic.
This might be the first bit of controlled possession that Brann have had in the whole game.
I am inclined to agree with you. Gaupset going to get the cross away too, all the way across the area, but nobody there, and will trickle out on the far. Giotti.
That's the left back, Latola, as well. Up there trying to get onto the end of the ball there, and I wonder if Brann have been told to commit more numbers forward and just be a bit feistier and more sprightly with their energy and their movement.
The only downside that I can see to that for Brann is that if Manchester United can turn the ball over, this situation happens and all of a sudden it's one-on-one inside the penalty area. The flag goes up. It's a great finish, but it will not count because the flag was already up, the whistle had already gone, and Elizabeth Turland has apparently fouled the defender on the way through.
That would have been beautiful timing for you, Liam. You were almost speaking it into existence. Terry getting the ball on that transition.
Take a look at this again against Mia Althen. Where's the foul? Or is there a handball? Is there just a brush of the fingers there? Because there's no foul for me.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happened there.
Elizabeth Turland may well wonder what on earth that was given for. Latola gets it down in midfield, back by Miyazawa, can't be reeled in by Park.
Brann look like they're in a back three. I was thinking Senovic, the right back, just looked a little bit more central there. I wonder whether this might start to look like a bit more of a wing back system for Brann. Maybe they really are trying to commit numbers forward.
Get a better look at that when Manchester United can sustain an attack, because at the moment it's all over the place. Ball is potentially in behind here for Alvin Mala. Offside flag up against the French woman.
She'll love to get a name onto the score sheet tonight, Melvin. Like, main character energy, big game player, brilliant girl. She's scoring so many goals at the moment. It'd be really nice that if and hopefully when United do write themselves into the history books tonight, getting into the Champions League group stage, Melvin Mallard can rightly have a slice of that.
Gave me a lovely stat before. She scored 4 WSL goals this season, and when you compare that to last season, what did you tell me?
The same, so 4 goals in 2 games this season, 4 goals across the whole of the WSL season. If that isn't a player in form, I don't know what is.
Aoife Mannion in the first half said to me, this least ball.
I said it with a bit of chest as well.
Yeah, and rightly so. Just goes to show, if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about. And there's going to be a corner. Wondered whether the referee might have thought that there was a foul in there, but on this occasion decides against it. Manchester United with a set piece at the other end of the field. This is an opportunity to deflate the positive start to the second half for Brann. If Manchester United can get somebody on the end of this one.
Get it to the back post.
Sandberg will deliver left-footed from the right-hand side. Swung in. It is dangerous. It is flicked on. It is turned towards goal. There is a push. And the opportunity will not stand. See whether we can spot this push. Well, that's an interesting decision as well. Brann are going to try and play out from the back again. A little bit of a nibble there from Turland. That's the ball, and it's out of play for a corner, for a throw-in. Perfect example of that. Never looked up from the back of the ball. As she picked that up on the edge of the penalty area and rattled it into the top bins. This is Mia Althen. Again, the pressure forcing back to Penangstuan. Elizabeth Turland starts a jog to hurry up the Brann keeper. Too quick, it turns out.
Yeah, I think it does look like a back three for Brann. I think Latola, previously the left back, is pushed up a little bit higher. That pushes Isaacson, the left winger, inside. She's a pacey player, Isaacson, number 19, right-footed left winger, really good at creating threats beyond the back line, running and using her pace. So maybe they're looking to utilise that a little bit more, or they should. They need to do something.
Maya Letitia has lost the captain's armband. Dominique Janssen was returning it to her.
Or is it her shin pad?
Or was it a shin pad?
These days they look like the same thing.
Postage stamps. I first started playing football when I was a kid. I had those Sondikas. Hang on, more on that in a second, because this is absolutely brilliant from Melvin Mallard on the charge again. Cuts back in. Mallard looks to get the left-footed strike away, and it just doesn't get the connection that she needs.
She does so much right there timing to cut onto her left side here. Just times it right. Waits for Althen to bite. Just doesn't get the purchase on it then on the left foot.
Again, the press from United is coming. Again, they force Brann to go long. I was talking about when I was playing at school, I had them Sondicos, you know, that came with the actual ankle holster.
Yeah.
They were massive. Were building back into the game, took all of the wind out of their sails, and from that point onward, Manchester United had it all their own way, and it is Champions League football for Manchester United. They write their names into the history books. They become the first Manchester United women's side to play in the group stages of Europe's premier competition, and what a way to do it, to come from a goal down in the first leg, a hat-trick from Elizabeth Turland to make it 3-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. Manchester United are playing Champions League football this season. They've beaten SK Brann by 3 goals to 0. Absolutely sensational. Sensational, Aoife.
Wow. I'm lost for words. The girls have just done something that we've never, ever managed to do before. They've got this team into Champions League group stage football. Elizabeth Turland, incredible, hat-trick hero. Go on, girl. Just brilliant. So much good play from United. Pitch perfect, didn't put a foot wrong. I'm proud to have played a really small part of this, this team's journey over the years. Got goosebumps.
Yeah, and I think that's right, and I don't think your part has been small either. I think this Manchester United side have grown, and what Mark Skinner has done, the tactical capabilities, the way that they approach the game, all of it today is absolutely spot on, and it gives you hope, doesn't it, going into the group stages of the Champions League as well, that it's not just a position for Manchester United, a place in the group stages. They stand a really good chance of really causing some teams some upset as they get there.
Yeah, a brilliant chance, really. I mean, the performance tonight is just second to none, and I think what this team have shown over the last few weeks is that they can deal with that midweek game, which obviously Champions League football poses as a problem, like that extra fixture schedule. Girls, they've done so well. Melvin on the score on the BT there, lovely to see.
Main character energy, that's what you said,
character energy. Big game player.
Excellent from Manchester United. They've done absolutely brilliantly, and look, no better way to do it. 2 goals in the first half. It was 2 goals in 4 minutes from Elizabeth Turland in the first period to really give them the foothold, and then in the second half, just as Manchester United were sort of being a little bit boxed in by SK Brann, that brilliant transition goal on the breakaway fed perfectly into the feet of Elizabeth Turland by Melvin Mallard and poked it home with the toe of her right foot. And the smiles on this group are well deserved, because they have fought tooth and nail to get here, coming through that mini qualifying tournament in the second round of qualifying against PSV and Hammarby, and then winning over 2 legs against a very good Brann side. And they can be mightily heartened to know that not only are they into the Champions League, but they deserve to be there as well. Applause all round, and I'm sure that Mark Skinner will allow everybody a moment or two to enjoy this before he starts thinking about what comes next for Manchester United. That, by the way, is a game at the weekend which you can get here on MUTV against Arsenal, no less. Goodness me, the games come thick and fast, don't they? Let's take a look at that brilliant 90 minutes again. Well, this was the first of 2 goals in 4 minutes for Elizabeth Turland. The press from her starting everything off, helped out brilliantly by her teammates.
Great press from Terry. Poor pass from Senovic. Takes it so nicely, first time on the left. Couldn't have struck that ball any nicer. Lovely to see her getting her just rewards for that effort, that high press, that intensity right at the start to hit off the chain of events that happened after that.
In space as well. She just drifts, doesn't she, to the edge of the penalty area, and it lands perfectly for her. Some question marks over the defending from Brann, but Manchester United won't care, because as this falls to Turland, only one thought on her mind, and that was bending it past Penengstuen.
Never get tired of seeing that goal. We said before the game, didn't we? If United could get that early goal, that really would just set up the game, and that's exactly what happened.
Second one just creates the space from Latola and nods home into the top corner. Cross from Zighiotti is great.
Yeah, lovely cross. So accurate, so precise. Terry just takes 1 or 2 steps back, and then it just lands on her head. All she has to do is guide it in.
There's 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes that turn the game from a 1-0 deficit to a 2-1 lead. And then Melvin Mallard with the inch-perfect ball goes with the right foot to make it the perfect hat-trick. And as I say, came at the perfect time as Brann were building back into the game.
Yeah, perfect timing for this goal. Lovely pass there from Melvin. And then the poke across the goal with a right foot from Terry. Perfect timing. Brann just looked like they were getting back into the game. Started to look a bit more entertaining, playing with a bit more personality. Talk about a sucker punch.
Yeah, exactly what the doctor ordered, and Manchester United run out 3-0 winners on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. They thoroughly deserved it as well, in front of 3,000 fans inside the Leigh Sports Village, who were brilliant from beginning to end. An incredible night at the Leigh Sports Village. Look at this possession stat still, even with all of the ball that Brann had in the second half, still 60%, 17 shots, 6 of which were on target, and they scored 3 of them, Aoife.
Yeah, so many chances for United, and we said that the quality of the chances and the shots this week were better than last week. You know, every time United went forward, they looked dangerous, and that's shown here on the stats. 17 shots, 6 on target compared to Brann's 1 shot on target. I can't really remember foul pulling off a save. But it's important to say the defenders had to be so solid tonight to balance off all of the attacking threats. I think everybody, including the staff, including the players that didn't get onto the pitch, have played their part tonight, and I'm absolutely delighted for the girls, for this team and for this club.
Thoroughly deserved by Manchester United. An incredible night at the Leigh Sports Village. Manchester United are heading to Europe. It's Champions League group stage football for Mark Skinner's side. They've beaten Brann by 3-0.